Hello Internet, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In the last episode, we explored Petalburg City, including helping a boy named Wally catch his first Pokemon, and going over everything there is to go over with regard to the Play Nav, which includes all of the stuff that you get on the bottom screen in Pokemon X and Y. Yeah. This time, we are going to be heading on our journey, headed for our first gym battle like Dad said we should. Starting from Route 104. There is one new encounter out here and also trainers to fight, so naturally it would make sense to go over that encounter while fighting the trainers, but that encounter also appears within the woods that we're heading towards, and frankly I think it would just make more sense to go over all of that at the same time, so we're gonna do that. You can see that there is a Pokemon that is on... okay, it's prioritizing the Pokemon in the tall grass, which I don't care about. I want it to prioritize this Wingull. Big-wee! Cool.
Oh, my pretty Pico's as full of energy as usual.
She sure is, man. Mr. Briney's cottage. Can head inside, but yeah, there's nothing in here because Mr. Briney is outside with his Pico, which is the nickname of his Wingull, and I always thought it was just a bad translation, but nope, it is sure not. Mr. Briney lives in that little cottage there beside the sea. He was once an amazing sailor who never feared the sea, however stormy. Cool. Yeah, this guy is not who I thought he was. He's breaking my heart, truly. Nobody is a trainer here. I remember the fisherman at least fighting you, but maybe I'm just remembering things that didn't happen. I do that sometimes. Youngster Billy. He's got a C-Dot. I don't know, these battles aren't going to be very interesting, so I'll probably cut them out. Talo. Well, that's scary for Manuka. That's unfair. That's okay, Sleepy can easily destroy it. Focus Energy. Okay, that increases a Pokemon's chance of landing a critical hit, which is actually pretty scary this early on. No thank you. I want to leave my footprints in the sand everywhere, but they disappear quickly. The unfortunate side effects of being on an underpowered console. This trainer up here, I believe he's Rich Boy Winston. Yeah, in Pokemon Emerald, for some reason, this guy has his location switched with a different trainer that we'll be fighting later in this video. No real reason for it, seemingly. It just happened, and yeah, I think that's interesting to note, and that's about all that's interesting to note about this guy, honestly. So, once again, not a very interesting battle. I'll cut ahead. This guy used a full restore. Yeah, rich people in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and also Ruby Sapphire and Emerald, frequently use overpowered healing items to restore their Pokemon's health when it gets low. They're basically a preview of what you're going to be dealing with against the gym leaders. They're very, very annoying. They give you more money for winning than most trainer classes do, which I guess is a fair trade-off, but it's really annoying seeing the text of some, like, Glup Shido NPC using a full restore before Gym 1. Anyway, nice grow to level 12 for Manuka? Jeez. Why couldn't I win? Because you're too straight for that. There are some things money can't buy. Pokemon battles are one of them. I beg to differ, sir. Anyway, this trainer is where I want to bring up the Trainers tab on the Area Nav. Technically, this became available as soon as we beat Youngster Calvin on Route 102, but this is the first route where the things you can do with it actually become useful. When you've registered trainers on a route, which happens by defeating them, the Trainer's Eye location will show you dots over the location, so you can see them on each of the routes we fought trainers on so far. This guy has a strategy, favorite Pokemon, and a trainer message. He doesn't need strategy. He spent tons of money training a level 8 Zigzagoon, and rich him sleeps in a bed of Pokemon. Good for him. Yeah, so, occasionally, if you see the dots over a location as white instead of just grayed out like they are right here, that means that a trainer on them wants a rematch. Yeah, so Rich Boy Winston gets registered after you defeat him the first time, and 20% of the time after you defeat him in a rematch where he has slightly stronger Pokemon, he will give you a Luxury Ball. Luxury Balls have a relatively high sell price as opposed to Pokeballs. I believe they sell for 500 Poke, but otherwise they have the same catch rate. The difference is Pokemon caught in Luxury Balls have any increase to their friendship boosted by 1. Say you take a step that would normally give you 1 point of friendship, instead it will give you 2. You can get Pokemon that evolve through friendship to higher friendship much faster using these, so it's worth keeping an eye on if this guy wants a rematch, just in case, because that 20% chance of getting a Luxury Ball is really good if you plan on using any, like, friendship evolutions in your playthrough. Especially since when we'll be able to buy Luxury Balls, they are going to be very overpriced at 1,000 Poke or more. Replanted those berries I took, and we're not quite done out here yet, believe it or not. This tiny root has more to it than you might think. Actually, no, we are done. My notes say there's hidden items down on the beach, but I checked, like, the locations that I would expect them to be, and they weren't there, so we'll come back later when we have a way of better checking whether there's hidden items in an area or not. I'm okay calling it quits on looking for them for now. Do I want to go heal? How much HP or PP have we lost on, we'll be fine, probably. We're going to head into Petalburg Woods now. Let's go. And right away, we are going to go the way that you would not normally go by going left instead of right. Because there's another exit here. You're no better than a thief if you try to steal someone else's Pokemon. You should only throw Pokeballs at wild Pokemon you encounter. Yes, ma'am. Up here is a Pokeball. It's nice, you can never have enough of those when you're trying to complete the regional dex, so I will take it. And I'm pretty sure that's literally all that's up here. I could go down there and catch a Tailo if I wanted, but it appears in the Petalburg Woods, so I'll just catch one there. It's not a big deal. Alright, we're gonna head back into the woods now. Alright. Now we're gonna go the actual correct way. But first, Wurmple. Cool. I don't need Wurmple, I already caught one. Silcoon and Cascoon can appear here, though, and I do need those, so if I see those, I'll catch them. What I'm really interested in here, though, is this guy. We have trainers to fight, Pokemon to catch, items to get. Let's go over the Pokemon that can appear here in the Petalburg Woods and on Route 104, and I'll see you after that. Silcoon evolves at level 10. If you want Beautifly, this is how I'd recommend getting it. Beautifly is okay. Unfortunately for the Butterfree of Hoenn, Beautifly sort of just lacks all the strengths of Butterfree. Special attack is its only stat over 90, and the most it can really hope to do with it is use Air Cutter and Silverwind. By the time it gets Bug Buzz and Quiver Dance, it will have already had to go through a Rock-type gym that it's weak to, a Fighting-type gym that it's useless against without grinding, an Electric-type gym that it's weak to, a Fire-type gym that it's weak to, and a Flying-type gym that it's weak to. At minimum. Guess what next gym it's weak to after the flying one, too. It does get some interesting moves through TM, like Psychic, Shadow Ball, and even Solar Beam, but unless you really like Beautifly, I wouldn't really recommend it as a permanent team member. Oh, and its hidden ability, Rivalry, is awful. It makes an already situationally useful at-best Pokemon even more situational. Cascoon evolves at level 10. However, if you want a Dustox, I'd really recommend going through the grind of getting a Wurmple with its hidden ability and the right personality value to evolve into a Cascoon. Dustox is okay. I've been hyping it up more than it really deserves. It's a bulky variant of Beautifly. Honestly, either ability is good. Shield Dust allows it to avoid stat drops, but Compound Eyes boosts the accuracy of its moves. Frankly, Compound Eyes has seen better days. Butterfree got to use this in tandem with Sleep Powder to get an extremely accurate sleep-inducing move. Dustox gets Poison Powder. Genuinely, that and Toxic are the only moves it learns through level up with less than 100% accuracy, and starting from this generation, Toxic never misses when used by a poison type, so it can't even help with that. Even through TM, Dustox doesn't learn anything that is less than 90% accurate. I would still recommend Compound Eyes myself. Poison can be a really helpful status condition early in the game, which is when Dustox will be the most useful. I think Dustox's bulk and focus on status moves overall makes it a much better option than Beautifly. It's still not anything special, but unlike Beautifly, I've actually managed to carry a Dustox all the way to the league before with it still being somewhat useful. Take that how you will. Talo is excellent. While Scrappy is a situationally useful hidden ability, I'd argue that Guts, its regular ability, is easily the better one, boosting its attack to ridiculous levels when inflicted with a status condition. You can intentionally get it inflicted with one before major battles, just saying. Going fast and hitting hard is the name of the game with Talo. It outspeeds most opponents you'll be facing for a while and gets early access to both Wing Attack Gator and Aerial Ace, which is basically the same move with the caveat that it never misses. Pair this with Quick Attack for priority and Steel Wing and U-turn through TM eventually, along with an early evolution at only level 22, and yeah, Talo is a shoo-in for a member of any team in the Hoenn region. And everything I just said applies to Swellow as well. You know it's good, no need to talk too much more about it than that. Slackoth has Truant for an ability, which makes it pretty unusable. It loses the ability when it evolves, don't worry, and the moves it gets through level up are decent, with Slackoth being an easy one to recommend. It heals half the user's HP. Just know that if you want to use this line, Slackoth is sort of just a paperweight in your team until it hits level 18. Vigoroth trades Truancy for an inability to be Truant. It took me a while to realize that Truancy and Truant come from the same root. It learns Slash extremely early, only 5 levels after evolving, and has the move pool of a normal type to back up its great stats for how early you get it. If you get a TM, chances are Vigoroth will be able to learn it. Give it a shot, there's some cool stuff in here like Earthquake, Shadow Ball, all of the standard elemental moves. Hell, if you hunt for a Slackoth with an egg move, you could even get Hammer Arm, Night Slash, or Body Slam. This gifted kid has a lot of potential. I can't wait to see what he does next. Slacking decided the effort wasn't worth it after all. Legendary Pokémon level stats. It can move fast and one-shot nearly anything you throw at it with physical attacks, and it's not even half bad at using special attacks. But it's gone back to having Truant for an ability. All the benefits of Vigoroth are still there, but Slacking can only move every other turn, and that's Slacking's one real flaw. It's a fun Pokemon to use. Just be ready to take some risks with it. Let's get the bad out of the way first. Shroomish can't learn Spore until level 40, and it can't be obtained as an egg move. That is Shroomish's main draw down the drain if you're not willing to hold off on evolving for that long. However, don't write Shroomish off just like that. Drain Punch, Seed Bomb, Bullet Seed, and Wake Up Slap are all obtainable egg moves, all of which give Shroomish a head start. Well, Bullet Seed, not so much, but it will give it a strong move once it evolves. Aside from that, Shroomish really focuses on just keeping itself alive. All you people, keep yourself alive. It gets Stun Spore and Poison Powder to slow or whittle down opponents, while it restores its own HP with Leech Seed, Absorb, and Mega Drain. Poison Heal is probably its best ability, especially if you pre-poison it before gym battles. This can turn Shroomish into a powerful tank when combined with its other moves. I'm not so worried about that, though. In fact, for the Shroomish I'm planning to use on my team, I want to be sure that it has Quick Feet, its hidden ability. This isn't the best ability for Shroomish, though it's not bad, but it will be instrumental for Breloom. Breloom is good enough that I am completely ignoring the fact that my team will have 2 grass types on it. The grass fighting dual type means you get to use Breloom more as a fighting type, getting stabbed from great moves like the aforementioned Drain Punch or Wake Up Slap, in conjunction with the HP draining moves it was already so good at using as a Shroomish. Technician also makes moves like Bullet Seed and Mach Punch into powerful options, with Rock Tomb to cover its flying type weakness and Swords Dance to make its moves even more powerful. Unfortunately, Breloom will never learn Spore naturally like Shroomish can, but that hardly matters when it has so much going for it regardless. Just a great Pokemon, and I am so excited to get to use it on my team. So there is a Pokemon I want to catch for my team here, which you could probably tell by the fact I've been using the Dex Nav to search for it, is Shroomish. We'll talk about why, because you may think I'm out of my mind using a grass type when I already chose a grass type starter, but just trust me. I have my reasoning, we'll go over it once I actually catch one. The caveat here is that I want to catch a Shroomish specifically with its hidden ability, which could take me quite a while, so I will cut to when I've presumably found one. Well, it's not a Shroomish, but I found a Slackoth. I figure this is a good opportunity to let you know that during the bios, Trico grew to level 13 and learned Mega Drain, which is just a stronger version of Absorb, and I killed this Slackoth instantly. I guess it's a stronger version of Absorb than I thought it was. Yeah, I didn't get rid of Absorb for it just because I want to keep Absorb for the sake of having PP, but yeah, that is something that Trico has learned. Oh, this one's holding a big mushroom. That's good. This one has fake tears. That's not very good for a physical attacker, frankly, but still cool. A lot of Shroomish's egg moves aren't great. It's just some of them are great, and those are the ones you really want to see, but I'm prioritizing the ability over the moves here, so I'm fine if it has a bad egg move or no egg move, as long as it has its hidden ability. Ooh, it's level 15 and has Helping Hand and 1-star potential. That's pretty good. I mean, Helping Hand isn't anything special, but still. That would remove the need for me to, like, train it up at all, because it would already be higher level than Manuka, so that's kind of nice. Sleepy grew to level 13, catching another Shroomish. Wants to learn Odor Sleuth, absolutely not. Oh, it knows Bullet Seed. If this does have Technician, that is the move I want by far the most. So, like, that's exciting. Bullet Seed's animation is so bad. That's like what the animation for Flood using water in Mario Sunshine looks like if you take the camera to a bad angle. It's like... that's very bad. Please be the one. Damn, Poison Heal. Oh. While I'm back in town, I'm going to sell all the big and tiny mushrooms I've been getting from hunting these Shroomishes, because I can get a lot of money for these, and I'm going to spend it all on Pokeballs. Because I'm running low. So I've done a little looking into people's experiences with finding the Shroomish I am looking for specifically. This has taken people days of their lives before, so I'm expecting this to take hours. So I'll see you in hours. Oh! Manuka's about to take a Focus Punch. I thought, oh, it's not taking much damage, I'll use Leer. Ugh. It got a crit! Have mercy on your child? Please? Oh! Okay, just hit that. I might be about to be, like, full party wiped by this Shroomish. Never mind. It just wanted to show off. Honestly, kinda hoping that's the one now, just because of how cool that... like, it... It strategically used Focus Punch. It knew I would go for Leer, seeing how bad the damage was, and it thought to attack. That's really cool. I'm gonna go check right now to see if that one had Technician, because if it did, that is the one. I choose Pokemon for stupid reasons like that sometimes. I will gladly accept that as the Shroomish I use on my team. Nope. I still haven't caught a single one with its hidden ability. That feels ridiculous. We're moving into box 2 with the amount of Shroomish I've caught now. We're up to search level 25 now, but I also want to showcase a way of getting a massive increase in search level. I'm going to step into tall grass and then use this honey. Using honey will cause a horde of 5 Pokemon to appear. These will all be significantly lower level, but they will increase your search level since for every one you see, it is going up by 1. This has increased Wurmple's search level by 5. Unfortunately, we didn't get a horde of Shroomish, but if we did, it would have increased Shroomish's search level by another 5, and that would have been good because the higher the search level, the more likely to find its hidden ability, etc., etc. I still haven't found a single one with its hidden ability, though. And I scared it off. Oh, there's one with its hidden ability. Look at that. Well, I did specifically want one with its hidden ability and an egg move, but with how long it's taking to chain because we don't have repels yet, and well, we have a repel, but I don't want to use it, and we can't just get a bunch of honey and etc. I'll keep searching for a little bit, but if I can't find another one, then this is probably going to be the one. In the case that this does end up being the Shroomish I'm going to use on my team, I'm going to give it the nickname I intend for that Shroomish to have, just in case. I want to nickname it Puff. I tried to think of a bunch of nicknames that sounded good, and I had some trouble doing so. Puff is not an intimidating name, but one of the 2 mushrooms that Shroomish appears to be based on is called a puffball, and I also think the name is cute. The other mushroom is a Earth Star, which is cool, but doesn't really fit Shroomish. Puff also reminds me of the name Biff, which will always be one of the funniest names of all time to me. So, yeah. The reason I wanted the hidden ability so badly isn't because Quick Feet means anything to Shroomish. I'd much rather have had Poison Heal if I cared about the ability before it evolves. But once Shroomish evolves into Breloom, it gets Technician, and with some of the low-powered moves on it and Shroomish's movesets, short of access to Spore, Technician is going to be what really makes Shroomish a standout team member. Once it evolves, I'm probably going to be using Breloom a lot more as a fighting type than a grass type, so I don't know. I think it just makes sense to go for the ability that would be better on Breloom. So, yeah. That's my justification. I'm gonna keep searching for a little bit longer, but we've probably found the one, even if it doesn't have any of the moves I wanted. Oh, Quick Feet and Fake Tears. We may have reached the point where Quick Feet is a lot more common, and I was about to give up, right when we hit that point. So, here goes nothing. God, yeah. The one I caught with Quick Feet is literally the only one I caught with Quick Feet. All the other ones I found that had the right ability just had a terrible move that I didn't want, and, I'd rather have had Absorb, so I guess this is Puff. It's a little sad that we're not getting an egg move, but, the ability is the part that I really care about. We're still going to get pretty good moves, and, yeah. Not getting Bullet Seed is really rough because Technician boosts that by so much that it becomes basically better than any other grass-type move Breloom could possibly learn. But it's fine. Yeah, I'm looking at Breloom's learn set, it's going to naturally learn Mach Punch and Force Palm, and then it will learn Seed Bomb naturally through level up as well. And even before that, it gets a couple decent grass-type moves through TM. I'm not too worried about its egg move, actually. Bullet Seed would have been nice, but we'll make do with what we've got. This is Puff. Puff is the second member of my team, and yeah. So, as for using 2 grass types for a little bit at least, hear me out on this. First of all, these 2 grass types do very different things. Shroomish is able to set up with moves like Stun Spore and Leech Seed while otherwise focusing on restoring its own health, while Trico is very much just an offense machine, striking fast to knock out opponents before they get a chance to move. And, as I already said, I think that once Shroomish evolves, I'm going to be using it much more as a fighting type than as a grass type. Just for now, I'm not too worried about having 2 grass types because it's not going to really make a meaningful impact on our team. Also, Zigzagoon with a Y was holding an escape rope. That's nice. I'm gonna sell the rest of the mushrooms I got, and I think I'll wrap up recording for now because I've been recording for like 4 hours. I'm back to it. This is the next day. I'm recording videos a little less linearly for this particular Let's Play, just because there's a lot that I have to do in each video, as you could probably tell by how long the first part of this series has been. But we're finally ready to head on through Petalburg Woods. Not a one to be found. Hello. Have you seen any Pokemon called Shroomish around here? 1 or 2. I really love that Pokemon.
I was going to ambush you, but you had to dawdle into Petalburg Woods forever, didn't you? I got sick of waiting, so here I am. You, Devon Researcher, hand over those papers.
Hey! You're a Pokemon trainer, aren't you? You've got to help me, please!
Huh? What do you think you're doing? What, you're going to protect him? No one who crosses Team Magma gets any mercy, not even a kid. Come on and battle me.
Don't worry, they have their own fruity little pose. Team Flare got one, so Team Magma has to have one too, and also Team Aqua. This is obviously going to be a Team Aqua Grunt in Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. I'm just playing Omega Ruby primarily, so I get to deal with Team Magma. And you can see we got Puff in the front of the party now. However, her level is not really high enough that I want her to be fighting this level 9 Poochyena. This Team Magma Grunt, is a pretty sudden level jump. Obviously levels are less of an issue in this Let's Play when you gain experience for catching Pokemon, and catching Pokemon has been such a huge part of this Let's Play so far, but I know in the original Ruby and Sapphire, I had trouble at least 1 time against this Grunt. Luckily, we already have Mega Drain, so it's not a huge deal. Alright. Manuka grew to level 14, that's nice. Anything for Puff? Yes, level 6, nice.
You're so strong. Grr, you've got some nerve meddling with Team Magma. Come on and battle me again. I wish I could say that, but I'm out of Pokemon. But hey, we of Team Magma are also after something in Rustboro. I'll let you go for today.
Whew, that was awfully close. Thanks to you, he didn't rob me of these important papers. I know, I'll give you this as my thanks.
The Experience Share.
The Experience Share is a super high-tech device. I had to strain every fiber of my brain and body to develop this device.
So this is the guy who invented the Experience Share as we know it today. Well, as we knew it yesterday.
Turn the switch on and battle experience will be shared by all party Pokemon. Please give it a try. And with this, I'll restore your Pokemon's health. It's another technical advance that I'm proud of.
He has a portable Pokemon Center healing machine and he doesn't just sell it.
Ah, didn't that Team Magma thug say they were after something in Rustboro too? Uh-oh, it's a crisis. I can't be wasting time. Let me just walk slowly back home now.
So, we were given the experience share for saving him. This would be a Great Ball in the original Ruby and Sapphire, so that's a pretty big boost. Starting from Generation 6, this is a key item. If it's turned on, which it is by default, all Pokemon in the party receive experience and EVs earned from defeating or catching wild Pokemon. Pokemon that participated in battle gain 100% of the experience and EVs, while Pokemon that didn't only gain 50%. Well, actually, no. Only the experience is split that way. You always get all the EVs. Even level 100 Pokemon receive all of the EVs through this. Since this item makes the game ridiculously easy and easily messes up any potentially EV spreads that I may want to go for later on in the LP, I'm going to be playing with it turned off, outside of any grinding I may need to do later on. For the most part, though, I want the main team not to be exposed to this thing. I personally think this is a good change for the record. It gives you a choice on how you want to play the game. Without it, you aren't always going to have a team of fully trained Pokemon, which does inherently make the game more difficult. I'm not usually one to bitch and moan about modern Pokemon, since I do like a lot of what the new games do, but I will never understand taking away the experience share as something you get a choice of using. Starting from Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, it's just always on and can't be turned off, and that is extremely lame. Yeah, I'm not personally a huge fan of, like, mandatory experience share, because modern Pokemon games already tend to be a little on the easy side, and yeah. Got a potion from Zigzagoon there, and we are just going to continue on through the woods now. I want to keep an eye out for a specific bug catcher, but first, yo there, your Pokemon doing okay? If your Pokemon are weak and you want to avoid battles, you should stay out of tall grass. Yeah, there's a lot of options for that in this forest, aren't there? He says that right in front of a mandatory patch of tall grass. Really nice, kid. Ooh, Puff learned. Puff gained a lot of experience from that battle, actually. I didn't realize how much. Jeez. Okay. Well, this is the bug catcher I'm waiting on, I think. If you take bug Pokemon to school, you get to be instantly popular. I don't know if that's true. Maybe cooler bug Pokemon. I guess Nincada is a cooler bug Pokemon. I guess I don't know if it's meant to be pronounced Nincada or Nincada, because it's based on a cicada, but Nincada just always is what I heard, and I don't know how it's pronounced in the anime or anything, but I've never actually heard it pronounced Nincada, I don't think, but that does seem like the way it's meant to be pronounced. Interesting seeing a Nincada here, because we can't catch it yet. I'm realizing Puff really is not going to be cut out for doing battling early on here, because her level is pretty terrible compared to everybody else. Which is fine. I will probably do some training, not off-screen actually. I don't really do a lot of off-screen training in these Let's Plays. Usually I'm able to, like, keep my team's levels relatively competent, and judging by how relatively recent this game released, I don't think I'm going to have any issue with that in this particular game. And if I do, hey, I have the experience share if I want to use it. But for now, my ruling on that is absolutely not. There we go. Take that down. Puff grew to level 7, nice. I can't be popular if I lose. Yes, you can. Okay, so this kid got entered into the, Pokénav Plus under trainers, but we have to specifically click on Petalburg Woods. He is a trainer who you can have a rematch against, and when you beat him, 20% of the time, he will give you a net ball. Net balls have a 3 times catch rate modifier when used against water or bug-type Pokemon. This doesn't stack for dual-type water-bug Pokemon like Surskit, unfortunately, but still, that's a huge boost, especially considering just how many water and bug-type Pokemon populate Hoenn. James also has 2 rematches. On the first, his Pokemon go up to level 10, and on the second, they'll be level 12. So, yeah. I believe down here, Ball Mushroom. This is an item you definitely want to pick up. It's also the first of the recurring items we'll be seeing in this game, so occasionally it will respawn. I don't have exact rates because this is under-researched in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, unlike Fire Red and Leaf Green, but Yeah, balm mushrooms can be sold for a ridiculous price in shops, so it's worth picking this up. Alright, continuing along, we got an ether that restores 10 PP to 1 move on your Pokemon, which is pretty good. You can't pass because of the prickly thorns, but a Pokemon may be able to cut the tree. Yeah, we are locked out from accessing half of Petalburg Woods right now, which made hunting Shroomish a lot more annoying, and is part of the reason why I gave up, is because it kept appearing in a part I can't get to yet. We'll be coming back here later when we have access to a move that will cut down that tree. But for now, let's head out of here. This is the Petalburg Recon team checking in. I'm afraid I have to begin with an apology, Miss Courtney. It's not good news. The mission is a no-go. A little something cropped up and got in the way. Roger that. Got it. Will do. I'll continue investigating that energy we detected. Phew! But that kid sure has some promise as a trainer, I'd say. Yeah, I'm sure that mysterious Team Magma with a unique design that just reported to an admin that her mission failed is nothing to worry about. We're on the northern half of Route 104 now. Yeah, it's the same route. This kid. What's up? I like to shout my lungs out. It feels so good. You can have this, so you try it out. Use it on a Pokemon and it will learn a move that attacks with its voice. If the move is used several times in a row, it becomes more powerful. Echoed voice. This is our first TM. A TM or technical machine can be used many times. It won't go away, so try it out as many times as you want. Not saving. Absolutely not. I meant to go into the bag. Echoed Voice is a 40 power normal type move with 100 accuracy whose power increases by an additional 40 every consecutive turn it's used, up to 200 power. Starting from this generation, it also hits Pokemon behind a substitute, making it even better. This is a pretty strong move to be getting this early. Unfortunately, none of the Pokemon I have on my team right now can learn this, but if you started with Mudkip, it can, and this is used in speedruns because of how strong it is. If you manage to get started with this, you can easily sweep entire teams. 200 power after only 5 uses is no joke. Yeah. Alright. We are going to head into the flower shop before we pick those berries because... Hello, this is the Pretty Petal Flower Shop, spreading flowers throughout the world. Your name is? Aura. That's a nice name. Aura, would you like to learn about berries? Yeah. Berries grow on trees that thrive only in soft soil. If you take some berries, be sure to plant one in soft soil. A planted berry will soon sprout, grow into a plant, flower beautifully, and then grow berries again. I want to see the whole wide world filled with beautiful flowers. That's my dream. Please help me, Aura. Plant berries and bring more flowers into the world. Hello. Okay, she's just gonna repeat that. We already learned. Flowers bring so much happiness to people, don't they? To some people, definitely. I know a lot of people really, really, really like flowers. Select berries on your area nav, and you can check the places where you planted berries. And when the berry plants sprout berries, berry symbols will be shown on the berry list on your area nav. So I recommend you check it often. Okay. I tried the big sisters have got flowers too. Here you go, it's for you. Cherry berry, that heals paralysis. You can play berries, global berries, or you can have a Pokemon hold it. Okay. This girl will give you 1 berry from a group of 8 each day. These can be Cherry, which she gave us today, Chesto, Pecha, Rost, Asper, Leppa, Orin, or Persim berries. I'd argue Leppa berries are the most useful of these since they're some of the only renewable PP restoration items in the game. I want to try and play every day to keep up on berries because we are going to need a lot of them. Hello. Flowers will bloom beautifully and bear many berries if you take good care of them. You'll like tending flowers, I'm sure. You can have this. The Wilmer Pail. While berry plants are growing, water them with the Wilmer Pail. Oh, another thing. If you don't pick berries for a while, they'll drop off onto the ground. But they'll sprout again. Isn't that awesome? It's like they have the will to live. That is true. That is really cool. So, the Wilmer Pail. I keep going down to the save button. By the way, yes, I've been playing for 5 hours and 44 minutes before the first gym. Welcome back, Pokemon X and Y, although that's the second gym in that game. The Whalmer Pail is a tool for watering berries you planted to make them grow more quickly. I am going to go ahead and do nothing because we can't register that. Items that have no reason to be registered can't be registered, which I think makes sense. We'll go over what registering means later because I'm going to be strict on the experience share, so I have no reason to, register it. But we'll go over it soon. Using the Whalmer Pail, you can water berry trees, and if you do so properly, the resulting berry trees yield significantly higher amounts of berries to pick and store, so it's pretty nice, honestly. Got pecha berries here, cherry berries, and orange berries. And we're going to replant those as well. I should specify, if you want to maximize your berry yield, you want to water your berries every 4 hours. That is a lot to ask as an adult who has a job, but I can at least get myself to water them, as I'm planting them, and again, if I end up, coming back before I have done, my dailies for the day, because I have been keeping up on those as well. I don't need whatever that is. Back here is this. I really like sneaking because it makes it so wild Pokemon are significantly less common, which is really nice. But it also makes it all the more heartbreaking when they do appear and you're trying not to find them. Although, honestly, Puff could use the experience, so maybe I want to be finding them. There's a hidden super potion here that restores 50 HP to any Pokemon, I think, unless this is when it was increased. Nope, 50 HP. In future games, it restores 60 HP. It was changed in the next generation, so I don't have to worry about it yet. Hidden Pokeball here. And then, is there a hidden item here, or is it just misleading? It's just misleading. That's cool. Thanks, game. Nice. All right. Going to continue along the route now. We've done everything there is to do at that particular flower shop right now. Double battle that's telling us about things that we can't do yet. We must have been fated to meet. May I ask you for a battle? This is the trainer who would be at the entrance of the woods in Pokemon Emerald who was switched with Rich Boy Winston for some reason. She is another rich trainer class, so she is going to give you more money, but she will use a full restore in the battle. So, she sucks, basically. I'm going to get Puff out of there once again. This is the main way you're going to be training weaker Pokemon if you do choose to add them to your team at a low level, is just switching them out and letting a stronger Pokemon deal the damage while the Pokemon that was in initially still gets the full experience. Yeah, that's going to be our main way of training up Puff. It's called switch training. I can't decide if I'm treating you like you've already played a Pokemon game in this Let's Play or not, I guess, because there's been some things that I haven't gone over that I normally would, and then some things that I, feel like are self-explanatory, and then I go over them anyway. I need to make up my mind. Luckily, we took out that Zigzagoon before it reached the threshold for her to use a potion, and we also got Leech Seed, which is nice. Got 1,200 Poke for that. That's kind of overkill. Lady Cindy here can also be rematched like Rich Boy Winston in order to get a Luxury Ball 20% of the time. Same reward, but you can rematch her if you want to. I'm going to be fighting all the trainers out here because experience is nice and I like having it, but these battles are not going to be particularly interesting. Although she has a Lotad. We can't get that in Omega Ruby without trading with Alpha Sapphire, which I will be doing eventually because, again, I'm planning to complete the National Dex. Not National Dex. That would be a bit ridiculous. I'd have to get everything from Sinnoh, Unova, and the other one, Kalos. I don't think that's happening in this Let's Play, but I want to complete the regional Pokedex is what I was trying to say. For which I will need to trade with Alpha Sapphire. Nice neutral damage, thanks to that being part water type. Easily take it out. Puff grew to level 9. She's growing fast. And Shroomish. I thought you'd have a C-Dot to, complete the... you have both version exclusives, but nope, apparently she just exists within Alpha Sapphire. She's just visiting Omega Ruby right now. This battle theme is really good. This is not my favorite version of this particular battle theme. That is the version in Pokemon Colosseum, which Pokemon Colosseum has one of the best soundtracks in the Pokemon series, and it's genuinely not close, but this is probably my second favorite version of this battle theme. This is a great battle theme, honestly. I think it's probably just like a tier below the Black and White 2 trainer battle theme. It's really good. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire in general just have some of the best music in the series. It's another tree that we can't get by there, but then there are these 2 trainers, and Zugzagoon and Zigzagoon are holding things. Potion from Zugzagoon, and a Hyper Potion from Zigzagoon with a Y. The Hyper Potion restores 200 HP. Another one? Why? Yeah, that restores 200 HP. We are not going to be needing this for, like, an extra probably 150 hours of gameplay, so... Okay. I mean, we just got a Super Potion as, like, a hidden item, and that was supposed to be impressive. We're twins, so we battle Pokemon together, too. Alright, you get battle Pokemon. Okay. This is our first example of a double battle. They're going to send out Lotad and Seedot. The Pokemon you'll send out in a double battle are the first 2 in your party, so in my case, that'll be Puff and Manuka. In double battles, both sides send out 2 Pokemon, and some moves are capable of hitting both opponents and your ally, like Surf, whereas Echoed Voice will only hit both of your opponents. There are also abilities that work together to make certain Pokemon stronger. This particular one isn't going to be very difficult with 2 grass types, though. I say that, but Puff is not the best Pokemon to have out here. Luckily that Seedot is far too low-leveled to know Explosion, which would be the only thing I'm really scared of, and neither of these things have a great way of hurting Puff, so I guess Puff can stay out, and we'll just have Manuka worry about taking out that Lotad, and then they can gang up on the Seedot. And I can switch in Sleepy if it is going too slow for my taste, which in all likelihood it will be, but we'll see. I'm gonna switch targets. I'll have Puff target Lotad, and then Manuka can target Seedot, just because it's starting to buff its defense. We should probably start whittling that down faster, and Puff can deal with Lotad. Just give her a chance to use Absorb. I'm realizing I didn't actually check Puff's nature, which I should do. Seedot's using Growth now, I think. Can I check Puff's nature from here? No, I cannot. You can't check a Pokemon's, like, full summary in battle in this particular generation. That's alright. Okay, well, I think Tackle might do more than Absorb on Lotad. Absorb is a really weak move. Like, I'm sure I already said that when we were stuck using it with Manuka. Oh, wait. It's using Bide. Okay, this could be bad, because that could deal a lot of damage all at once. I'm going to switch Puff out just in case, because I don't want her missing out on the experience from this battle, and then I'll just make sure Lotad gets taken out. Bide might kill Manuka right now, or Sleepy, either way. I didn't realize it was using Bide until it was too late, I think. Sleepy grew to level 15, not bad for a temporary team member. Manuka also grew to level 15, not bad for a permanent team member either. Oh, it's still storing energy. I should have just gone all out against it. Sand Attack? Maybe it just doesn't hit, and I'll use Leer to get one of those hardens off. Okay, never mind. I just didn't damage it, apparently, so it wasn't going to hit anything with Bide either. Anyway, I think I thought it was storing energy on the turn when it started using Bide, which is not what was happening there. We'll just take it out with these 2. There's no reason to, like, consider this thing a threat anymore when all of our attacks are going to be hitting it. There we go. Puff grew to level 10. Nice. She's growing really fast. It's kind of what I'd hoped for, honestly. Let's check her nature now. I was not paying enough attention before, clearly. Oh, that's a terrible nature. That's 2 Pokemon in a row that I'm using on my main team that have terrible natures, but honestly, nothing EV training can't fix. Assuming her attack IVs aren't terrible, which we'll get to. Just to get ahead of the curve a little bit here, Puff, why don't you, do I not have any attack bags? Oh, I do. I have an attack bag S. Well, that's not the best attack bag, but whatever. Better than nothing. Do it. Do it. Do it. Can Pokemon even move like this? Well, clearly. Alright. I'll get to super training Puff because, yeah, I wish I'd checked that nature before, but I didn't, and I'm going to live with it because I already started training her. Okay. Well, that sucks a little bit, but whatever. Continuing along. This guy is also a trainer, I'm pretty sure, but there's also berries over here. If you see berries growing in soft soil, feel free to take them. But make sure you plant a berry in the same spot. That's common courtesy. Here, I'll share this with you. Chesto berry, nice. That's one of the better ones. That heals sleep. It's up to you whether to grow berries or use them. Why not both, Grandma? 4 berries, okay. That is a lot for a, tree that I didn't plant. On both of those, too, and then 4 cherry berries, too. Jeez. I guess Grandma's been tending to these ones. That's nice. Okay, well, let's replant. Instead of replanting both of those cherry berries, I am also going to replant that Chesto berry that she gave us. Going to take her advice and plant it in the ground so we get more of them. Not bad. If you hold down A and a directional button, you'll be able to water multiple patches at once, which was not the case in Generation 3, so nice addition to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, although I think that was technically in a different game as well. We're in Rustboro City now, technically, but just to get behind this fence to get next defense. We're not going too fast here. We still got to beat that fisherman. Our first one. Why keep it a secret? I'm the water Pokemon expert. Huh? You don't know me? I think there is a guy in this region who would beg to I think he's probably a little bit more of a water type Pokemon expert, but you know what? You and your 3 Magikarps, you clearly know a thing or two, so Magikarp is, I mean, there's no reason to show this battle, is there? It's just free experience for Puff. Puff grew to level 11 from beating his last Magikarp. Nice. I thought it wasn't too bad, if I may say so, but I guess not. Blech. It's alright, just look inward, dude. I got so into fishing that I forgot I had to raise my Pokemon. Yeah, it happens. Alright. Anything here? This looks like there should be. Nope. Cool. Okay. Here's Rustboro. We've made it to the big city. Our first gym is here. Next time on Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we explore Rustboro City and take on our first gym. See you guys then.